Joining us today is Linh Nguyen, the newly appointed head and men and women's cross country and track and field coach at Emory. Coach, welcome to Emory.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Probably 3 weeks into the job, and just talk about how you're acclimating, what you've been doing since you got on board, and I imagine it's been kind of a whirlwind for you.
It has. It's very much a whirlwind. Just trying to get settled with the family and get my kids ready for school, as well as getting into the job, figuring out the systems of the way things work on campus and the athletic department and all that kind of stuff. As well as getting to know the current staff and working on adding to the staff. It's been quite a bit.
Yeah, I was just kind of curious if you had a chance to talk to any of the incoming cross-country runners who you'll see probably late next week.
Yeah, we've been communicating. Obviously, as soon as I was hired, I shot out an email to the cross-country as well as the track and field athletes. Tried to gather some information from them so I could get to know them a little bit individually. And then, especially the cross-country kids, we've been communicating pretty much on a weekly basis about training and summer workouts and stuff like that.
Now, you came from University of Toledo, head coach there for 6 years, and prior to that you were at UNC Greensboro.
Yeah.
Just kind of talk about what attracted you to this position here at Emory.
Yeah. So, I competed at Lynchburg College myself, so I was in the same region as Emory and had an up-close look at, the running program here while I was an athlete. And, it was always one of the best programs in the Southeast region, I thought. And then, as I got older and got into the coaching profession, you start to look at different things. And kind of from the outside looking at Emory, it just always seemed to me to be, obviously we know it's academically elite, and seemed to be athletically elite as well. And it was just an attractive thing to me to be in Division III, but at an institution that I think, toe-to-toe can go, even against some Division I institutions.
Just talk about, your coaching path. What kind of gravitated you towards the coaching profession?
So honestly, going into graduate school, had no plan on coaching. I was, at Greensboro to get my master's and then going to move on to a PhD program. I started volunteering while I was doing that, and then was hired as a full-time assistant during my master's program. And, I just learned that I liked coaching more than I liked being a biochem lab. And, it appealed more to my personality, I think, and to my competitive spirit. And so it just kind of happened, fell into it.
Yeah, just talk about kind of like, maybe some of your philosophies of training and just, some stuff like that.
Yeah, so, that's obviously changed a lot. A lot of coaches, I think, do what their coach did with them. And I would say that that's not the case with me at all. We do very little, probably, of what I did as an athlete. And not to say that what I did was bad, it's just that I've grown, I've evolved. I have a background in exercise physiology, so I feel like I have some technical knowledge to back up what we're doing. And so I try to individualize things as much as possible. Obviously, it's a team atmosphere, so we're going to do team stuff, but, there are many things that you can individualize. And so really, coaching, especially distance running, is part science and part art. And so I feel like I have a strong grasp on the science background, and then the art of it is just knowing your athletes and kind of figuring out what each individual athlete needs to be successful and to be confident in what they're doing.
All right, Coach. Well, thanks very much for your time. I know you have a lot of work to go for next week's arrival. We'll catch up with you down the road. We'll be talking to you throughout the year. And again, welcome to Emory.
Thank you.